Okay, so I don't know what this video is. Just I don't know, vent or something. Just about my feelings. I don't know. I feel like talking. Since I have no one to really talk to, I've always got my videos I can do. They're so staticky. That's what winter does. Anyways, this is just about, I guess, depression. It's not just something you can get over. Depression is something that can affect, well, really just about anyone. You can't just tell somebody to get over it or you can control this, just cheer up. You can't do that. It's not as easy as you might think it is. It's really hard to get out of. When you fall into depression, it is so hard to get out. It's easy to fall into it, and it's hard to get out. That's the problem. It takes so long to get back to being happy, and once you're finally happy, you can slip. You can slip just like that, right back into it. It's awful. Depression affects me in many ways. Lots of things can trigger it. I can ignore it and make it, well, I can try to ignore it, ignore the fact that it's there. But things that trigger it are if I'm ignored, that triggers it. It makes me start to think, oh, well, they don't care about me. They're not bothering to talk to me, or they're not bothering to pay attention to me. But I never say these things out loud to people. Thoughts only enter my mind like, oh, well, I guess they've got better things to do than talk to me. Or I feel like saying to people sometimes, I'm sorry I bother you with my friendship. Or, oh, I'm sorry I care so much. Maybe I shouldn't anymore. But even though I say that, I know I can't just do that. I care too much anyways. Even though I tell myself I'm not going to care, I end up caring anyways, even after I've been hurt. When people ignore me, I begin to think I'm not important. And I'm also Leo, so part of being a Leo is you love and crave attention. We Leos just do. We don't beg for it. Like, we don't say, please pay attention to me, please pay attention to me. We silently crave it. And we'll drop subtle hints here and there that maybe we're not doing the best. We'll drop hints for you, and we expect you to be smart enough to notice that something's not right, something is wrong. With me, I'll drop little hints here and there. Hey, maybe I'm not doing okay. Maybe you should check on me. If you choose to check on me, then kudos to that. But I expect you to pick up on if I'm okay or not. I'm not going to come out and say I'm not okay. Alright? No. I'll drop hints here and there. If I'm texting you and I leave a bunch of dots after something, that's one sign. If I say stuff like, oh, that's cool, or, oh, okay, then that's a sign I'm not okay. If I say I'm okay, then usually I'm not okay. If I say I'm fine, you should be worried. But, yeah. You should have the common decency, or whatever, you should have the common sense to check on me, because my depression is different every day. Some days it's worse than others. Having to tell people goodbye. When I was younger, I would always get so sad leaving my mom's house to go be with my dad, because then I didn't want to hurt my mom's feelings. And then I'd be sad leaving my dad going back to my mom's because I didn't want to hurt my dad's feelings. I was always torn having divorced parents. I didn't want to tell my mom goodbye, and I didn't want to tell my dad goodbye. When you have divorced parents and you're little, you don't want to take sides. You want your mom and your dad. together, but you can't have them back together. Some divorced couples do get back together, but that is so rare. Or one of the hardest things is if someone you care about dies, and then you have to say goodbye. That was hard on me, losing all my grandparents. I only have one left alive. She's my biological grandmother, so all my other ones are dead. Every time it was hard. Or when my uncle passed away a few years ago, or when my stepbrother died. Some goodbyes aren't forever because you'll see them again. But death is a very long goodbye. You won't see them till the next life, and you don't know when that is. That pain sticks with you. Ow. Every freaking time I cry, burns my eyes. Or being in love. Having to tell the person you love goodbye is hard. Or your parents or your siblings. That's hard too. Because you never know if that may be the last time you see them. It's hard. Or if you're with a bunch of people, saying goodnight isn't so bad. Like when you live at home, saying goodnight to like your parents or whatever, you know they're just down the hall. That's not a big deal. But telling your friends, like online friends or your family when you live on your own, telling them goodnight and then they drive away, that's hard. Or telling someone goodnight for the night and you won't talk to them till the morning. You never know if they'll still be there in the morning. You don't know if something will happen overnight. You don't know. And I guess that's one reason that freaks me out so much, is because you never know when it's your last day. You never know. And it hurts. You just want to keep talking to that person, whether it's your mom or your dad or your brothers or sisters or your best friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend. You don't want to stop talking to them, but the body requires sleep. So what are you going to do, right? I don't know about the next life. I don't know if we'll require sleep, but I sure kind of hope we don't. And just, I don't know. Other things I worry about are like, I worry about my face a lot because I think my face isn't always pretty. Or being told that you have a chubby face. That's hurtful. And I have been told that by bullies in the past. Or just being told your facial features aren't pretty. Or being told that you're fat or you're ugly. Those things damage your self-esteem. They hurt. You can't make them go away. You can't make people stop. All you can do is try to ignore it even though you've heard it. You can't make it go away. It'll always be there. And it's one of the most painful things ever. Or to be told you don't matter. Or people would be better off without you. Those thoughts enter your mind and you wonder, would the world really be better off without you? Depression has that effect on me as well. Being ignored is one thing. Having to tell people goodbye affects my depression too. Or even people saying things that freak me out, like, I don't know. Or worrying about my looks affects my depression too. And I do. I worry about my looks all the time. Because I want to be pretty. I want to be beautiful, you know? But that's the thing. Depression is so hard to get out of. You can't make it go away. It will never go away. It permanently, like, it might fade away into the distance for a while, but it will come back. Sometimes certain things trigger it. Sometimes it just comes in like surprise, like a pop-in visit. You can't make it go away. Depression is one thing I suffer, as well as Asperger's syndrome. And I hate depression. Hate it. I wish I didn't have it, but I can't make it go away. People with Asperger's syndrome tend to have it, and autism. I don't know if I'd have it without. I don't know. All I know is that I suffer from it. I am a victim of depression. The bullying I've endured in the past has taken a big toll on it as well. I am a victim of depression, and it is not my fault. If you're a victim of depression, just know it's not your fault, and that your true friends will be there for you, and they will love you, try to support you. If you feel like ending your life or something like that, or thinking the world would be better off without you, just remember, it's not true. The world would not be better off without you. Lots of people would miss you. I guess I should tell myself that too, but it's easier for me to tell other people than to tell myself. Anyways, that's depression, and that's how it affects me personally.